Hi, my name is James Eustace. Playing video games is one of the world's most popular pastimes. According to the Entertainment Software Association, approximately 60% of Americans play video games each day. And as the demand of video games has increased, so has the desire to make money from them. From computers to consoles to phones and tablets, companies are finding ways to make money from every angle of gaming, and one of these methods has gone too far. Variable reward mechanisms, are commonly known as loot boxes, are items that are purchased within video games with real currency, and they can be redeemed for a randomized item in the game, whether it's a rare item of high value or a common item worth little to nothing. These mechanisms are akin to gambling in many ways, with the main difference being a lack of regulations. Gambling is highly regulated to help prevent young people from becoming addicted. Variable reward mechanisms generally brush around these current regulations due to their many reasons, such as not being able to cash in the items for real money, or the fact that many loot boxes aren't directly purchasable, but rather with a fake in-game currency. However, these in-game currencies are purchasable with real money. Companies are marketing the games and their loot boxes to younger generations and young children, putting them at high risk for gambling addiction. Many countries are investigating whether or not these games and loot boxes need to be regulated under gambling laws. The Belgian Gaming Commission has declared most loot box mechanisms to be gambling under their Gaming and Betting Act, and therefore illegal. Many states here in America are also moving to have these video games regulated as gambling. Hawaii has legislation moving to do just that. People like Dr. Bidwell testified to the Hawaiian Congressional Committee of Consumer Protection and Commerce, stating that young people are being exposed to negative influences and being exploited by these companies that are providing them with the opportunity to spend money on highly addictive mechanisms. According to the North American Foundation for Gambling Addiction Help, approximately 2.6% of Americans suffer from gambling addiction. This addiction can not only cause severe financial loss, but can also lead to depression. These chance-based reward mechanisms are not much different. It exposes the player to the thrill of a win-loss scenario. Sure, you may have been disappointed that you didn't receive something that you wanted, or something that wasn't worth anything. But why not just spend a little more money, and try again, and just maybe you'll receive the item that you desire. It is this concept that it can be broken down to, the temptation of chance. In the developing mind, this behavior can become ingrained. It can not only lead to spending more money on loot boxes and video games, but it can also lead to a higher chance of normal gambling in the future. This is a very slippery slope that a large portion of youths are treading on today. If it continues to go unregulated, we're going to see a major rise in gambling addiction, and if nothing is done, it will only get worse. Aaron Drummond and James Sauer performed a study on 22 major games containing loot boxes from 2016 and 2017. The games studied are rated by the Entertainment Software Ratings Board, or ESRB, to be approved for ages 17 plus or younger ratings, including 5 games that are approved for all ages. Out of the 22 games, they determined that 10 of these games fall under the basic characteristics of gambling, including some of the games rated for all ages. These companies are exposing our young adults and our children to gambling, and it is unacceptable. It needs to change. I'm a young adult, and like many, I consider myself an avid gamer. Like many, I have encountered these mechanics, and like many, I have fallen prey to this slippery slope. I have purchased loot boxes, and after not receiving what I wanted, spent more money in hopes of getting something more desirable on the next one. Even after a repetition of disappointment, there is such a great temptation to risk disappointment again in hopes of something better. This is gambling. There is no other way to describe it. Money is a powerful and dangerous thing, and it is causing so many to ignore the risk that these games and these loot boxes are causing. There are so many ways to fix this epidemic. As some suggested to the Hawaiian Congressional Committee, it can be as simple as forcing these companies producing the games to label them as containing gambling and label what the actual chances of what you will receive is. Gambling is illegal in the United States if you are under the age of 18, so These games that offer variable reward mechanisms should be regulated to have a minimum age requirement. It is so simple to fix, and it needs to be done. Give yourself a sense of pride and accomplishment by forcing these mechanisms to be regulated. Thank you.